Hello, my name's Christine Chao.
I'm Lauryn Serrano, and we're here to talk to you about sperm, specifically how alcohol consumption in men affects their sperm quality. Our research focused on a study done in Denmark on 1,221 young men between the ages of 18 and 28. This was a cross-sectional study, which is an observational study that involves the analysis of data collected in a population at a specific point in time.
So the reason why scientists wanted to conduct this study was to study the association between three measures of alcohol consumption. Researchers looked at the drinking habits of these young Danish men and they checked to see if their drinking habits were either recent, typical, or habitual, or binge drinking. Researchers also assessed their semen quality and their serum reproductive hormone levels.
The researchers in this study hypothesized that alcohol consumption, or massive amounts of it, do affect sperm quality. So the men in this study were given questionnaires, and the questionnaires focus on questions such as their exposure to smoke in utero, any history of reproductive diseases, any sexually transmitted diseases, any history of smoking, and their alcohol consumption. And alcohol consumption was measured in units. 1 unit equal to 1 beer or 1 glass of wine, and 5+ units daily was considered binge drinking. And also, interviews were done to provide more information, and men were asked to keep a diary of their alcohol consumption. This included white and red wine, beer, and stronger alcohol for the week prior to the experiment. And they were also asked to keep track of their patterns of binge drinking. With the interviews and the diary and the questionnaire, a sperm sample was also, they were also asked for a sperm sample, and this sperm sample was done by masturbation in a room close to the sperm laboratory to obtain the most accurate results.
And then at the semen laboratory, the environment was kept to be the same throughout the whole study, like to have minimal changes, such as keeping the researchers or the sperm analysis, like the people who conducted the sperm analysis, to be the same. Yeah, throughout the whole study. That decreases the chances of like mistakes or like misinterpretation of the test results and all that stuff.
And all these men that participated in the study were ultimately categorized by their drinking patterns.
Once again, it was either recent, habitual, or binge drinking. So the major results of this study was that sperm concentration, total sperm count, and the percentage of sperm changes was negatively associated with increasing habitual alcohol intake. Out of the 1,221 men, it was found that their mean or the average age of the participants were about 19 years old, and their favorite type of alcohol was beer, which is commonly seen in men because men like beer. So the negative effect on sperm was observed in men who reported at least 5 units of alcohol drink in a typical week, but in men who consumed more than 25 units per week, sperm changes were even more obvious.
So this adds up to about 5 drinks a day.
So just to reiterate what I just said, semen quality decreased with the increase of alcohol intake and binge drinking. Men with a weekly consumption of more than 40 units of alcohol was seen to have a 33% reduction in sperm concentration in comparison to men who only had 1 to 5 units per week.
And the sperm studies focused on the sperm concentration, on the quality of sperm, and the overall sperm count of each male that was studied.
The results also proved that men with an intake of 30 units were found to have were found to be more they okay men who drank more than 30 units per week were found to be smokers and have higher incidences of STDs, and they also had higher intakes of caffeine as well.
So overall, it was like the unhealthy male.
Kind of like a snowball effect. Like if they had one thing, it kind of led to one more thing, and then all those things kind of contributed to poor sperm quality.
So this study is important because it is important for people our age, or in this age group of 18 to 28, which is our age. Our generation kind of has a pattern of habitual drinking. A lot of people go out on the weekends and drink a lot, or they get into the pattern of drinking a few beers when they get home from work. And the education isn't out there to kind of teach young males that all this alcohol consumption could affect their reproductive abilities in the future.
Mm-hmm. And another good thing about this study is that it kind of refocused the topic of reproduction towards men, because all these issues with reproduction always kind of focuses on women and how either their uterus is not the right environment, or their egg count or egg quality is not the best. And so this study kind of gears the attention towards men and how alcohol can affect their sperm count and thus affect reproduction.
We, as a pair, decided that the biggest benefit of this study is the focus on education to the population, because we are constantly hearing how alcohol negatively affects your cardiac system, even your neurological system, but there's never a focus on the reproductive system. And it's important for people of that age group, people who are going to start having kids soon, to know that alcohol is going to affect the success of being able to reproduce.
Yeah. So drinking alcohol has a lot of long-term negative effects, although very fun, but one must also consider the consequences of, drinking.
All right, and that's all we got. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Bye.